Hey guys, we're going back to 1989. We're checking out Transformers Mega Pretender Thunderwing.
Welcome to Fanatic Farms.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Fanatic Farms video. Like I said, we are checking out Thunderwing, one of the most awesome pretenders ever to exist in the Transformer continuity. But for those that have been living under a rock, pretenders were a sub-faction of the Transformer toy line. Like I say, they came out like 1988 kind of thing. So it was after the TV series had finished. And like I said before in my other video, which the Power Masters one, Optimus Prime, it was a lot of gimmicks were coming out of this time. So Pretenders was another one of these gimmicks. But a Pretender is a Transformer fitted with a special external shell or armor that could make them blend in even more. It hid the fact that they were robots and they had more of a organic look to them. It would make them look more human or nebulan, depending if you're looking at the cartoon or the comics. They could be animals as well. There's is it Caterkiller or something? The saber-toothed tiger and the bear one. I can't remember his name. And then the Decepticon version of that. The Autobots were kind of humanoid versions. And then the Decepticon versions were like monsters and menacing looking creatures. Weird thing about Pretenders, though, I always found, was you're looking at these Transformers, they're inside a human shell to blend in as humans. But Transformers were huge. You know, they towered over like human populations. So there is a thing saying it was mass displacement or shrinking, make them look like human or be human size. But yeah, there's always that weird thing about the continuity. And not all the Autobots were human looking. You had Longtooth, was like kind of a weird walrus kind of creature, and then there was the double-headed twin head or twin face, I don't know. Double head Autobot. He had two human heads on his body. If you're trying to live with the humans, then maybe having two heads or looking like a giant walrus does not kind of blend in that well. So there was that, but there was bonuses by being a pretender. One, the outer shell would be an extra level of protection. It would be like a more sustainable armor. Also, the robot inside the shell would use the shell as kind of a repair bay kind of thing. It would self-repair. And that's what happens like when Bumblebee, Jazz, Grimlock, they all got put in Pretender shells to repair them. And then also like Starscream's corpse was put inside one, which brought him back to life, if I remember correctly. But yeah. But also another cool thing about these is the shell could be used as another soldier kind of thing. The wearer could control the shell from whilst not being inside it through a mental link. So like it could be out the shell and it could still control it. So it'd be two fight robots fighting instead of one. So it's kind of cool. Only downside for that is whatever impact and damage the shell took, the robot would feel it, the occupant would feel it, even if they weren't inside it. So that was a downside. So that was pretty much it. That was Pretenders. And the toy line that came with it was a weird one as well, because the robots were really, really basic. Like you could barely even say they had an alternate mode. It was either like a flying Cybertronian jet form or a submarine form or some form of motorbike, but they were real basic looking robots and really questionable like vehicle modes as well. But like I say, we are talking about Mega Pretender Thunderwing, and even the comics don't get that right, because obviously, like I said, this came out after the show had finished, so we had no cartoon continuity to go with it. I think the Japanese line or the show had it. I should have done more research. I don't actually remember where it comes into that show. But in the comics, and especially in the Marvel comics, it's shown that Shockwave, Scorponok and Mindwipe were the inventors of the Pretender technology. So it's predating. Well, it's after the Headmasters, Target Masters, the Power Masters. So it's that new line. But when doing research for Thunderwing, it shows that Thunderwing had his Pretender shell in Cybertronian's past, so that Thunderwing's Pretender tech is older than like bludgeons and stuff like that. I cannot remember the names of the Decepticon Pretenders. That's really bad. So yeah, there is that kind of weird thing. And what was it? IDW did a really cool like origin for the Pretenders. In I think it was Stormbringer comic. That was awesome. It had like Thunderwing as this epic, huge Pretender shell robot kind of thing by harvesting organic tissue and molding onto himself and making him this unstoppable battle bot thing. It was just so cool. And then Bludgeon tries doing it as well by stealing the tech, but he gets comatose during the process and end up getting stasis locked into it. There's a lot of origin, should I say, for Pretender tech. And also, like I said, they use this synthetic organic material to make these shells, which is now suggested as well that like the Maximals and the Predacons, they kind of use similar or a better version to get their beast modes. That's where that came from. It's all stemmed from the Pretender tech. But yeah, like I say, I'm jabbering on and I'm rambling. So here we go. Mega Pretenders Thunderwing. He came out in 1989, like I said. And he was part of 3 different ones to come out. I can't remember the names. I'll put pictures up here of who they were and their names. There was 2 robots in the Decepticon. But the Mega Pretenders were, here we go, this is the description from Transformers Wiki. A much more complex with a smaller Transformer robot, inner robot inside a Transformer's outer shell that has its own vehicle mode, and the shell and robot can also combine in a vehicle mode to form an enhanced vehicle mode. But again, it's a weird one because they're meant to be hiding the fact that they're Transformers, but yet they have like these outer shells which can transform into a vehicle, and as well as an inner robot that can turn into a vehicle, and then they can combine the inner robot with the outer shell to make a better vehicle. So it's not really hiding that well, in my mind. And also, according to the the Marvel comics, Thunderwing had a very rare ability that no other Decepticon could have. And that was he had an affiliation with the Creation Matrix. And only certain Transformers were created or born with this ability to handle the Creation Matrix. And being that Thunderwing's a Decepticon, it makes him unique, like very unique. And eventually he does get the Creation Matrix in the Matrix Quest storyline, and he corrupts it. He turns it evil, which in turn starts using him as like a puppet kind of thing. The Matrix comes this kind of weird demon's like essence and wants to be evil because it finds joy out of it. It became sentient. Well, Matrix has always been sentient. And then that storyline comes to an end with the Creation Matrix taking on Unicron, and Unicron pretty much destroying Thunderwing and the Creation Matrix, because in the Transformer universe, the only true evil is Unicron, so he was still able to outmatch the Creation Matrix. Read the Matrix Quest storylines, I beg you. They are such cool comics. So yeah, please read them. Also, his inner robot was only ever seen once in all of the Marvel comics. I don't know about, well, in the G1 comic line. It was only seen once, and that was his very first appearance in the UK. I think it is, yeah, UK Transformers comic, The Big Showdown, which was released on August 5th, 1989. only time we ever see his inner robot is always, he's otherwise always depicted in his shell form. And apparently he is the most powerful pretender ever to be built as well. And I have rambled on for a fair while, and you guys must be getting so boring me. So here we go. This is the box of Thunderwing. And the front of the box is, well, I think it was 89 they started doing this gold-esque pattern design on the box instead of the classic like red and purples that we did with the G1's first few waves. Front of the box, there's nothing really much to talk about. Really cool picture of all 4 modes for Thunderwing. And let's just turn the back of the box around because that's where it's better. Okay. The back of the box is a cool looking back of the box, to be honest. Begone has the battle scene of all the toys fighting in space like they have done or on the planet. Now we just have the 3 Mega Pretender Transformers. And next to it is that picture of Thunderwing's shell and inner robot, and that says underneath him, eat lead Autobots, your firepower is no match for my superior forces. What's this? Another Autobot? Fool, I will crush you both. My turbo boosters will rocket me far out of range. Ha 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 ha. Which I'm guessing is meant to match with the picture. You see what I mean? Thunderwings, they're fighting these 2, and that's kind of a quote from Thunderwing. And then, before I bring out the toy and show you his tech specs bio card thing, reads, Thunderwing faction is aerial espionage. Cover yourself with lies and no one will find you. The two-faced, lying, cheating, backstabbing scoundrel. The ultimate Decepticon villain armed with power-enhancing, indestructible exoskeleton, so his shell. Also equipped with electrostatic gun ports in his shoulders and metal eating laser beam in his forehead. So this guy is armed to the teeth already. It's not even talking about having handguns. Reserve fuel tanks in his legs provide unlimited fuel supply, and aeronator hoses in his chest emit noxious gases. So yeah, he's got tubes on his chest which can produce gas as well, which noxious gases, so he can knock robots out. Okay, fair enough. Armed with a cyclone cannon and transformed into an interstellar jet that carries full payloads of plasma charges. So that's his inner robot. The outer cell jet is equipped with neutron power pack that increases firepower by 50%, combines with the jet pods to form super jet armed with heat-seeking blasters. So this thing is a walking, like, artillery base. I don't know, he's just armed to the teeth. But then the actual levels are weird. His strength is only 8. Intelligence and speed is 7. His endurance is 8. His rank is 6, which, considering how powerful he is, I don't think he actually ever truly became the leader of the Decepticons. He was just kind of high ranking. He would have his own units and stuff like that. Courage is 6, which I don't agree with. In the comic, he's portrayed as more of a ruthless person, so a lot of courage. Firepower is 6, which again I think contradicts what I've just read about being armed to the teeth. And then skill is 9, which is true. He is very skilled transformer. So yeah, that's that lot. So we get rid of the box, and we'll bring out my one. And bear in mind, this is again one I picked up in my childhood, so the stickers are worn out and all that. But there we go. This is my Thunderwing shell, and as you can see, I do have missing stickers on the cockpit, and it needs some love. It really does. It's dirty. The colors have faded, but yeah, he is just so coolicious. And then the inner robot as well, in its jet mode or Cybertronian shuttle mode. And I will say mine has the head out already. That's because it's old and stiff to put the head out, but head in. But that's his shuttle mode. And this is what I mean about the inner robots are very, very basic looking. Like. And then to combine them, we have a little square peg here and a square hole under here. And that's it. That is the armored assault super jet arm. Yeah, super jet mode. Just literally that. And compared to the other two as well, Mega Pretenders, again, can't remember the names. This doesn't require taking pieces off and rearranging it, kind of thing. Like the other one, the motorbike, you have to take the sidecar off and stuff like that. Alright, let's say they both transform, considering, so let's do the inner robot first show, actually. It's very simple. You obviously fold the head up, arms out, the wings slide back into its back like that, and you fold down the tail wings, fins. Split the legs apart, and you fold the feet up. That is it. That's what I mean. He is such a basic transformer. But still looks freaking. Get my head out of the way. Go away. And then articulation. It's just the arms do rotate. I don't really want to do it because the legs can flay out. And that's it, really. That is all he can do. Was it like Cloud Buster, I think. Well, you've seen the pictures. They are just so basic on the old Transformers. From the original one, as well, first lot of Pretenders as well. And then to change this into its robot mode, you lift that back bit up. No, you don't. You fold the legs out first like that. Lift that back bit up. Head pops down. And then you just fold the feet out from underneath. Bish bash bosh. Oh, and fold the wings back. And then you have the Pretender shell in its robot mode. And granted, mine has turned a bit of a funny colour. It's got that yellowy stuff that you get when you don't restore them very well. But yeah, this is cool. And you can see like all the tubing that they talk about emitting the obnoxious gases. These are meant to be the shoulder-mounted guns. And articulation-wise, he just moves his arms up and down. That is it. That's all he does. And then putting Thunderwing in his shell. Fold his legs down a little bit. Well, his feet fold down. And you fold his arms forward, so he's kind of like that. Lift up the body. And you just insert, he says, you have to get the legs just right to go down. Like that. Go on. It can be a little bit fiddly trying to get the legs to go properly. And that is pretty much it. Done. That is Thunderwing. And like I say, in the comics and all that lot, he's always shown in this mode. In his shell, because this is his ultimate mode and he does not want anyone to know he's in a mode. He feels safe in this, and it kind of has like a very Japanese inspired, I find. Well, apparently so as well. But yeah, there you go, guys. A bit of a slow one today, but a bit of a boring one. That is Transformers Generation 1 Mega Pretender Thunderwing. And he is one of my better Pretenders. I don't have many. Like I said, I've got Grimlock, and I've got Bumblebee. I've got Pincher's Shell. I don't have Pincher's Robot. And I think that's it, actually. I never really got the gimmick, so I never really bought them. And obviously, they were never really bought for me at 89. I was, what, 4? So yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in another one. I think my next Transformer video will be Generations 2 Thunder Clash is my next one. I promise I'll have better research for that one. Alright, guys. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye.